Well, good evening, y'all. Welcome back to Sidewynders Shed. It's Wednesday, October 16th, Wednesday evening, about a little bit after 5 o'clock. And I'm just testing it out. The internet has been spotty and throughout the whole area here. They've been working on the lines or whatever for, Christ, the past week and a half. So just trying to see if this thing is up and running, just trying to see if it's working. This just kind of a little bit of a test because I'm hoping to do a live stream this weekend. I missed it last weekend, couldn't get on, couldn't do anything. And hey, Perseus, my grandson. Hi, Perseus. Say hi, buddy. Yeah, that's you, buddy. But yeah, and I can see I don't have much of a signal here. It keeps fading in and out. Just watching the bars on it and everything, but well, we'll give it a shot, see what happens. Other than that, yeah, a few projects. I do have a couple of longer videos to go with some of the shorts that I've been uploading, both with the cleaning the cast iron pans and some more, obviously, on the Dodge transmission. I'm getting together. Um, the holdup on the transmission right now, to be honest with you, is the let's see, which way am I going? There we go. Is just the torque converter. Been waiting 5 weeks on it now, and it's not supposed to be here till sometime next week. And the problem I'm running in with the torque converter is because it is a non-lockup torque converter, and apparently 98% of these transmissions that were in these trucks were all lockup. And the problem with that is the splines are a little bit different. Because the input shaft going into a torque converter, it's different. It's hollow. Mine isn't. I guess the splines are a different count, so you just can't throw a lock-up torque converter on it and not use the clutches in it. Not hook it up. Just bypass it. It just doesn't go on the transmission from what I found, or at least the ones I've looked for. Now, if I wanted a 3000 stall converter, 3000 RPM stall converter, that's easy. Or if I wanted one for a diesel that does not bolt up to my flywheel, those are plentiful. And even the 5.2 or 318. But since I have a 360, which is externally balanced, and it's an LA, not a Magnum, yeah, it's one of those things that Dodge decided they were only going to make like friggin' 8 of them, so they're kind of hard to find. And I guess from what everyone's telling me, I have a very desirable transmission, especially for hot rodders, and that's great. It does me no good if I can't get the friggin' parts for it in a timely manner. But anyway, that seems to be the story of my life. My first car I ever got was an old 1979 LTD2, Ford, and it was a state police car. And nice car. I really liked it. But again, seeing as it had the police package on it, there was nothing that was stock. I mean, I always had trouble getting parts for it. Matter of fact, before I got it, my dad was driving it because I got the car from my folks. and my father was driving it. He went down to the store, and somebody smacked the rear quarter panel. And they said, all right, well, no problem. Insurance will take care of it. And they brought it to a body shop. And the guy said, yeah, no biggie. 3 days, I'll have it for you. Well, 2 days went by. My father got a phone call. He said, was this an old police car? My dad said, yeah. Yeah, why? And he said, well, here's the problem. And this is back when I never even knew this, but this is what the body man said. He said the body on this car is a little bit heavier. The metal's a little bit thicker. I never even thought that. I never even heard of that before. But come to find out that years ago, yeah, every now and then, some of these special order cars, especially with the police package, the tins on them, body panels on them were just a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker. I don't know. Anyway, hey, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Hey, buddy. Well, you have fun in Vegas. It's been a long time since I went to Vegas. It's since I was in the service. That was back in the 80s. But have fun, man. And hey, maybe this weekend if you get back and you still have a little bit of money, and uh, pop on either Saturday or Sunday, and if you got some pictures, throw some up, man, or tell us about it. That'd be cool to hear. Because like I said, I haven't been there in roughly 37 years or so. Or maybe it's closer to 40. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I was just babbling about some of the vehicles I had. The next vehicle I bought, still in high school, was an old 69 F-250 4x4. And again, I didn't realize it, but this was a special order truck. It was a pickup truck, heavy duty, 3/4 ton, what they refer to now as a high boy. Although Ford always said, we never made a high boy. They were all the same. Really? Why was there 4 inches difference between some of your 4x4s? Even the 250s. Matter of fact, a friend of my father's, had a 69 F-250. And it wasn't a high boy. It sat low. I mean, you could barely tell the difference between the ride height between the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive. And the one I bought, I mean, it didn't have any lift kits on it or anything special like that aftermarket anyway. But what I was trying to say is the people that ordered it as a tow truck. But it still had the regular fleet side truck bed in it. It had a slide in boom for the tow truck. And of course that meant everything on it, the drivetrain and everything else, it was basically F-350 stuff, or just the heaviest duty F-250 that, again, how many did you make that year, Ford, like this truck? Oh, I think we made 4. Okay, awesome. And that had that truck for quite a while. Then I picked up a 1970 F-350 camper special step side, 8-foot long step side bed, 3 tanks in it, 1 behind the seat, 2 in the bed. And again, seeing as that was a special order, just couldn't walk into a store and say, hey, I have a 1970 F-350. Because, again, it had all sorts of weird stuff on it. And, then I had in the service, after that, I picked up a 71 Mustang Mach 1. And everybody argues with me on this. But it had a Boss 429 with dual quads in it. Okay, now, I got the car in 86. It was a 71. 15 years. No telling what somebody did to it, but it had 60,000 miles on the odometer. And, of course, I was out in California when I bought it. It was a California car. Nice shape, no rot, no nothing. Matter of fact, didn't have any paint on it either because it was a desert car. Spent its life out in the Mojave Desert. Looked like somebody took a sandblaster to the whole thing to include the windshields and all the glass on it. Man, it was pitted like crazy. The windshield, and a lot of the paint was right down to the bare metal, but not a bit of rust on it. The very few times that it would rain, it would look like a chia pet. It would get this fuzzy rust on it, and within 3 or 4 days, that rust would be gone. The sand out there would just blast it clean. But yeah, it had a Boss 429 with dual quads on it. I don't know if that was a special order, if that was a factory or a dealership, you know, modification. I don't know if maybe in 1980 or something they changed the engine. I have no idea, but that's what I bought. It was a 71 Mach 1, one of the big ass, one of the long ones, and 4-speed manual transmission, Boss 429, and dual quads. Um, and I paid $1,800 for it in 1986. When I went down to Panama, well, that's a different story. Anyway, the yeah, the car ended up getting totaled. Anyway, that's a long story. I don't want to get into it. It still bothers me. I could have taken that car without doing anything to it. The interior was decent, but it was sunbaked, and right in the seams, right where vinyl is going to let go. It did. The dash, surprisingly, was solid in one piece. I remember that. Um, Definitely needed a paint job, which was no problem because, heck, it was already sandblasted. You didn't have to feather anything. And but the glass, every single piece of glass on that needed to be replaced. Um, but I could have drove that as it was back to New England where I was living at the time, and even back then in the 80s, where you could pick up the same type of car. Most of them had 351 Clevelands in them, and a lot of them in Massachusetts were automatic. So Boss 429 with the 4-speed, all right, that just doubled the price right there. It's a $4,000 car. Body straight, absolutely no rust or rot on it up in New England. Even without it painted, even with the work it needed, that was still a $6,000 car that I paid $1,800 for. But at the time, I had no intention of selling it. I was going to keep it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And what the hell? Oh, get out of the service. I helped my dad. My dad didn't have a truck, and he'd always had a pickup truck. So we picked up a 86 F-250, and it was a fleet vehicle for a construction company. Had the 351 modified with 4-barrel on it. And of course, nothing on that truck was stock. Or standard, I should say. It was all stock, but it wasn't standard. So again, it's kind of like, Ford, what the hell are you doing? How many of these trucks did you make? Oh, those we made a whole lot of, maybe 500. In 87. In 86, I think we only made about 4. Yeah, it sounds about friggin' right. So getting parts for that was hard. And then when I picked up my 89, I bought that brand new. I shouldn't say brand new. I bought it as a leftover in 1990. 89 F-250 4x4. Manual 5-speed transmission, overdrive transmission on it. Straight 6, 300 straight 6. Paid $7,500 for it. Brand spanking new, and not quite brand new. Like I said, it was leftover, and they had used it as a demo truck. Hey, you want to drive a truck to see what it's like? Or as a shop truck as well. The guys my car broke down. Let me take that blue leftover home. So it had 300 miles on it when I bought it. And again, that was a special order. Guy come in, he ordered it. They made the down payment on it, and when it come in, about from what the guys told me at the dealership, about 2 weeks before they took delivery of the truck, the poor old man had a heart attack and died. And his wife come in, told him what the problem was, what happened, and they were decent people. They gave her the refund. They gave the down payment back, and back then, nobody wanted the straight six. They all up in Massachusetts. Everybody wanted the V8 because they used them for plowing and everything. So again, I picked up a vehicle that was special ordered, and I was like, Ford, how many of these did you make? One. Oh, no shit. Literally, that was about it. That one was real hard to get parts for. And then I got the Dodge. I kept that old Ford for 27 years. I kept that old Ford longer than I kept my first wife and kids. I mean, it was, God, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I had that thing for 27 years, and then I went and a good friend of mine of the family here, God rest his soul, he's gone now, sold me this Dodge for $1,500. Poor old Ford was just, it had a good life, but it wasn't, yeah, it was. I mistreated it a few times. Hell, I was young when I got it. But it was never babied. It was used as a truck, and it was a good old truck, and it did a lot of things that it shouldn't have been able to do, but it did it. I really do miss that truck. When I had to get rid of it, it was like putting down the family dog. But yeah, and so now I got another one that was a DOT truck, and it's right at that mid transition year. It's a 92. Last year that the 360 LA was offered. The following year, 93, is when they did get away with did away with the LAs, and they went to all Magnum now. In 92, you could still get the 318 5.2 liter Magnum. And I think the 360, from what I found, and I could be off a little bit, but I know 92 was the last year that they had the LA. And I think in 89, the LA got the upgrade to the roller cam. It might be 90. And again, it depends what year was it built or what production year. They're a little bit different, because you can buy 1990 and all the parts were made in 1989, because production year comes out around September, October of the year before. In other words, the 1990 model, put it to you this way, 2025 models are already out. You can buy a 2025 car right now and it's still 2024. So a lot of those parts that are stamped, they'll have a date stamped on them, 2024. 40 years from now, you'll be going, no, it can't be 2024 because it's a 2025. Well, the friggin' parts are made in 2024. Okay. So that's what I was running into anyway. Trying to say with the Rollercam LAs. And I think 318s, the 5.2s, they came out a year or two before. And it's hard to say because a lot of people saying I have an 86 and it's a Rollercam and factory Rollercam, and I've had people say, my 86 is a flat tappet. So I don't really know. I don't have a whole lot of experience with the 318s anyway. And I know for sure 90 to 90, yeah, 80, yeah, I'm not even sure about this, 89 or 90. 360s went to Rollercam. They only made these Rollercam engines for a few years. The Rollercam LAs, and then they went to the Magnums. And the blocks are almost the same. A couple of differences in the blocks. The Magnums, they have the old LA motor mounts as well as the Magnum motor mount in the center of the blocks. And I haven't run across a 360 or 5.9 liter Magnum yet, but I have seen some 5.2 Magnums that still have the oil passage drilled for the LA heads. The bosses are still there on all of these blocks. They're just not drilled. They're not machined. But I have seen a few of the, you find online a lot of people say, yeah, the early Magnums. Well, the 5.2 Magnum is a Magnum, okay? And they came out a year or two before the 5.9 Magnum. And like I said, I haven't run into or heard of a 5.9 Magnum that has the oil passages drilled in the block or machined open in the block for the LA heads. I have seen some videos where people have done that. They have drilled them and have found out that they're, again, Mopar quality control. I found out just between two different blocks, the old LA flat tappet blocks, there were two different sizes at least that they drilled those oil passages with. So who knows? Anyway, I'm just babbling right now to kill some dead space. And matter of fact, I just want to see how this does and how long my connection holds. But if you'll excuse me for a second, and I will be right back. I ran out of cigarettes. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention is too, I've been playing around here and just gotta let the dog in. I've been just messing around and uploading some shorts, short videos, because I also have counterpart longer full-length videos to go with them. So they're kind of like an advertisement for the longer videos. Unfortunately, and I should be doing it right now, but I just don't feel like it. I should be editing and uploading those longer videos. One of the reasons why I haven't done it is, again, because of the internet. Just trying to use the phone. Honestly, in my area, I don't get a good signal off the phone. And it can take 3 or 4 hours to upload a 15-minute video. Oh, yeah, and that's hey there, average camper. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in and listening to me babble. Yes, I'm getting a whole lot of videos, hits on my shorts. As a matter of fact, one in just 6 hours, because I get a better signal at work, so I uploaded it when I was at work. By the time I got home, I had 1.2 thousand views on it, and so that's within 9 hours. Unfortunately, 2 days later, I still have 1.2 thousand views. A couple of the others, they're over 500. And I mean, you have to understand, even my shorts, most of my shorts are around 1 to 200 views. But yeah, a lot of my shorts, I mean, they've been getting right close 450 and above views. So that is yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now, with that being said, the last two I uploaded, um, I got 5 views and 4 views, and I uploaded them yesterday. So I don't know. I guess maybe YouTube got tired of seeing me, so I'm gonna give them a little break here, and of course it could also be um, the content because everything has been related to the transmission, and I am so sick of this transmission, so I'm sure people are sick of watching it too. Um, so I think I'm gonna, take a little bit of break on not working on it. I have no choice, so I'll get that done, and I will record some more videos of it. But I'm gonna give it a little break about uploading them, and uh, and go back to a little bit of the cast iron because I got a lot of people seem to be interested in that. I got a few that I got to strip down, clean up, and reseason. There's some old cast iron that a friend of mine gave me, but okay, YouTube killed your last video after 50 views. Well, at least you got 50, buddy. Like I said, the last two I put up, I got 4 and 5. I was like, and this was directly after the 1.2 thousand. I was like, holy shit. But who knows? I don't know. And they're supposed to be increasing the short length from a minute to 3 minutes. And in case you couldn't tell, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was reading your comment. Your most popular video is cast iron restoration. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The cast iron fad and craze is still going on. I mean, it's dropped off in the last 2 years a little bit, but it's still strong. It's still going strong. Um, yeah, I have. If you go to my playlist, I have a whole section of it, and a lot of it was. And I hope you're not a purist. If you are, forgive me. Because I don't do this to the classic or to the old cast iron, but those new lodges, I'll sand them down or grind them down smooth in a heartbeat. And to me, that's my personal preference because a lot of my cast iron and growing up with it, they were all the old stone ground and milled smooth from the factory ones. Um, they yeah, they didn't look like a truck bed when you bought them, that rough surface. So, um, yeah, I have 3 or 4 videos on different ways that I use to smooth out the new lodge pans, and how to season them and everything else, and then showing them before and after cooking on them. And it just a personal preference. I like it with the cooking surface nice and smooth. So what I'm used to. Do you have to do it? No, no. Good friend of mine, she has some that are 20 years old, well seasoned, and were never smooth, but yeah, I can still feel the bumpy bottom. So just a personal preference for me. But yeah, that's something I'm gonna get back into. I'm not gonna sand these ones. Matter of fact, one is an old lodge, very old lodge. Well, I can't say very old. It's actually a flat bottom lodge, but it does not have um all right, the old 3-notch lodges, 2-notch and 1-notch lodge. Those old pans, they had the heat ring in them. That's where you find the notches. And then the new ones, they have like an inverted heat ring. This one, I do believe, if I can remember correctly, I think it's just flat without any signs of a heat ring on it at all. And I'll have to do some research on it. And the bottom of it too. Now I know some of them, for whatever reason, some were nickel plated. I just don't know exactly if it was the the lodge or whatever, but I'm gonna have to check that out because this one here was awful shiny, even through the carbon buildup on it. But we'll see what it looks like when we're done with it. And yeah, it was in a pile of pans that was given to me, so about 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, and it's just been sitting around. I'm finally digging it out and getting to it. But yeah, speaking of other things too, unfortunately, because of the transmission on this truck, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to do to the camper that I just couldn't get to. It wasn't a priority. And unfortunately, the stuff to the camper, even though it might only cost me $15, $20 for what I need to do, per project on the camper, that 15 or $20 went to the transmission. A lot of that 15 or $20 went to the beer supply after pulling my hair out working on that transmission, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I really neglected the camper, but it's not going anywhere right now. Well, definitely ain't going anywhere without the transmission in the truck. But I mean, I built that camper solid too, and redid the top. So hey, it's going to be around for a while. I'll have it'll still need some stuff done to it. So maybe that's something I'll do in the springtime. Sorry. Uh, Again, these cigarettes. I can put it down in the ashtray and the damn thing will burn down to the filter. I can hold it or even be driving, and as long as it thinks that I still want to smoke it, it'll go out. They started these, Christ, 30 years ago when I was in the military. My brother was in the military, and a lot of the soldiers overseas were getting what they were called safety cigarettes. And what it is they used to. There's no rings in the paper anymore, and those rings were a little bit of gunpowder. Not exactly, but that's the best way I can explain it. And that's what would keep everything going. Well, they took that out. And I remember my brother came home on leave one time, and he's like, please, I will give you 2 cartons of these if you give me 1 carton of yours. And I couldn't stand the damn things back then, and now you don't have a choice. But anyway, everything is for safety. Oh, what did I do in the military? Well, when I first joined, I was a United States Cavalry Scout, 19 Delta, Echo Niner, ITV crewman, improved tow vehicle crewman. Um, Basically, it's descended from the horse cav, but I was mechanized cav. Um, you got the good guys, you got the bad guys, and you got 5 idiots out there looking for the bad guys. That was my job. Um, and I served with some decent units. I was out at Fort Irwin with Alpha Company Operations Group, and from there I served for a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, I was not a ranger. I was TDY with them, 2nd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment. And they do that with the Rangers. Okay, you can be attached to the unit without actually being a ranger. There's other jobs and other things that you do. And oh yeah, from there, yeah, I served with the 101st and the 82nd. And then during Desert Storm, they called me back in. They changed my MOS. They didn't need scouts. They needed petroleum supply specialists, basically glorified pump jockeys. And they put me with the reserve unit, 4th to 158th Aviation. and that was out of Fort Devens, and we had nothing but the old Hueys. Well, if you look back in your history now, I can't believe Desert Storm was that long ago. Um, the Blackhawks were falling out of the sky big time. Their filters, and when we were at Fort Irwin, we told them this. That the Blackhawks, their filtration system for the sand, they're no good in the desert. They cause problems. The Hueys were like an old Mack truck. They'd just eat that shit up and keep going. So anyway, they activated my unit, and we went over there with the Hueys. And then that was about it. That was about it. So I did a few things when I was in the service, but yeah, it was interesting. Makes for some good stories, and there's a few of them here on the live stream. There's a lot that I told on Bear Rose Garage, on his live stream before I started my own. You know, there were things, but those are stories for different times. Usually after a few beers, makes it easier to talk about. But anyway, were you ever in the service? Because I mean, so far we got cast iron in common, got the camper. Interesting things about the camper, and I love camping too. I just, life gets in the way, and I don't get to do it as much as I would like to, especially since I still got to get that damn transmission in the truck fixed so then I can put the camper on it. I was really glad it held together long enough for my last camping trip over Labor Day. That was nice. It was nice to get away. Made the wife happy, and of course, happy wife, happy life. She was pleased with that, and we had a good time. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on a second. I mean, yeah, I forget. I can still talk to you guys. You just can't see me. Oh, here we go. We'll get ourselves a soda. Yeah, that's it. A soda. And it's a school night, so I can't have too many sodas. Just I'm getting too old. Oh, yeah, it's my brother-in-law's soda. I don't particularly care for that flavor, but it works. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I was just we've been the internet. They've been upgrading and working on the lines and everything throughout this whole area, and so I haven't had internet until basically tonight. So I figured I'd try and get on for a little bit, see how this works. Besides, that gives me an excuse to stay out of the shed right now and not work on the transmission or anything else, because I really need a break on that as well. But oh yeah, the shorts, YouTube shorts. Maybe I got the date wrong, but I thought they were increasing the length of them to 3 minutes, the 15th of this month, which was yesterday. But I haven't seen it yet, unless I'm not doing something right. They still seem to be stopped at 60 seconds. And I'm not really interested in making a full 3 minute short video. I'm kind of happy with the minute and a half. A minute for some of my shorts seems, I just feel rushed. It doesn't seem long enough. I usually end up cutting myself off. Give me another 30 seconds and I can, have smooth intro, give you the meat, and then have a smooth exit. Um, so I'd be happy with a minute and a half. Well, good. I'm glad the internet seems clear. That's good. That's good to know because, of course, now this is unscheduled, middle of the week, and I'm just babbling about nothing. Not that much changes on the weekends. That just means probably this weekend I'll have nothing but trouble with it. But hey, we'll give it a shot anyway. At least it's working tonight. And believe it or not, it helps with the views as well. I mean, people might only watch it for 30 seconds, but hey. There's another 30 seconds towards my 4,000 hours of need to be watched to get get monetized. That and I need another little bit over 400 subscribers. But I will tell you what, and I want to give a big shout out for anyone that watches this later, to all the new subscribers. I mean, just in the last week, because of the shorts, I picked up another 18 subscribers in 4 days over the weekend. That I thought that was pretty cool. That was kind of awesome. Now, once they check out the channel or see the live, I hope I can keep at least 15 of them, you know. But that's cool. I do this channel anyway as a hobby, and I don't really want to. I don't want it to turn into a business. Would I like to get it monetized? Of course. That would be nice. Any extra income in this economy right now would be helpful. But that's not my end goal. All right. My big goal is I do it for fun. And I do it, again, to try and throw some information out there. Like I've always said, not necessarily how to do something, more likely, don't do what I'm doing and you'll be fine. If you see what I'm doing, you see the way I do it, if you do the exact opposite, it'll come out perfect for you. But yeah, all kidding aside, though, I do my best. I do my best to put some information out there, and a lot of it too, because I know I cover a lot of the same subjects as a lot better channels than I do. But I have noticed, and this is just from personal experience, a lot of times it's the little tiny details. Hey guys, they mentioned that you have to keep an eye out for this. Well, this is why, and this is exactly what they're talking about. Or this is a little difference between what they did and what I'm doing because I get the oddball piece. And so this is the trouble I'm going through, and little things like that. It's kind of the difference. I did go to an automotive school, okay, to a vocational school for automotive. And there were a lot of seminars as well that I went through. And it's the same learning videos that you can get on YouTube nowadays. And they show you by the book how to do things. But what you learn from the older mechanics is not even the shortcuts or anything, but the things that they don't tell you, the little tricks, the little things to watch out for. Okay, the reason why you're having trouble, and even though that you're doing it exactly the way you were told, the reason why you're having trouble is because the pieces they're taking apart are brand spanking new, and you're working on something that's 30 years old. So you're going to run into problems. And within that 30 years, somebody else has been in there before you, and this, that, and the other thing. And, they don't make that part anymore. So this is what you have to do to make it work. All those little bits of knowledge. And I'm not saying that the bigger channels and the better channels don't know this. They take it for granted. It's something that they've encountered so often, they don't even think about it. And so a lot of times they forget to point that out and they just kind of gloss over it real quick. Um, And, for an idiot like me that stumbles into it, I try to show that as well and go, hey, um, this is different. I didn't know about this. Why is this different? Then I have to go and dig and research and go through 200 or 300 videos and, excuse me, oh my God, bulletin boards, everything else, and pick somebody's brain. And once I do that, then I try to incorporate that into my video. And it might be boring. My brother-in-law that doesn't really care. God damn. That doesn't really care for working on vehicles or anything. Is like, you talk too much. Just do it. I'm like, well, no. There's 6 other videos I watched that just did it. And even the one that ran into the same problem as me didn't stop and explain. So, yeah, I talk too much. I go into too much depth sometimes. And then, of course, God help me, because it's happened a couple times. I go into way too much depth and mistakenly give the wrong information. I hate when that happens. But at least it gives you something to look. And I always encourage everyone, do your own research. Double check anything I tell you. I'm just hoping that I'll bring it to your attention so that you can delve deeper and look into it a little bit deeper, and that's with everything I do, because it's one of the things, again, with this channel, I'm just showing stuff that I do on a daily basis. I really don't go out and look for content that I can make. 3/4 of the time, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, well, I got to do this, I got to do that. Shit, I should make a video of me doing it. That would be good content. Sometimes I don't have the time. Sometimes I don't have the patience. Sometimes I just don't want to. I don't want to do the project in the first place. In the second, I don't want to take the extra time to try and video it and explain what I'm doing, or even just set the video up and go figure out what I'm doing. Just watch, I don't, there's so much I do in my just day-to-day life, little projects, little things that I can get done within a half hour. But if I try to video it, it's 4 hours later, plus the editing and uploading. And so a lot of times I just don't record a lot of my projects. And a lot of them would be very interesting, and I do kick myself in the butt for not doing it, because there's a lot of good information, especially when it turns out really good and I surprise myself. And it's like, damn, I did a good job on that. Damn, I wish I had made a video. And so my hat's off to everyone out there that actually takes the time to not only do a project, but to video it, to record it, to edit it, to speak fluently and articulate everything that's going on, and stress over the camera angles and the good picture and the lighting and everything. My hat's off to you guys. I don't have that much ambition. Again, I just do this for fun. And yeah, especially once I get that truck running and I don't have to worry about it anymore, the content will change. It will change to what I call my winter projects, because again, I'm getting old. I have too many old scars and broken bones and everything, so I don't particularly care for being out in the cold. But that's why I have the shed with the wood stove. I will be doing something where I can stay warm and comfortable, or at least not uncomfortable. So some of these projects, the content, I should say, will be different. We'll be doing, like I said, some cast iron, some more woodworking. I do want to do, especially because my cousin Mike has a nice channel, and it's called Mike's Cooking Studio. Please check him out. Um, I do want to do some cooking, and of course, I'll do my own twist on it because most likely, pretty much 90% of all I have to cook with is cast iron. Um, and I want to start using my Dutch oven. You know, I mean, we got the crock pots, we got everything else that everyone else has. But my own little twist on it will be using the cast iron Dutch oven to make some stuff and cooking on my wood stove out in the shed. And it's not even a cook stove, you know, it's just a regular old camp stove or a log camp stove, you know, something you'd find in an old log cabin. It's just a heat stove, but it's got a nice 2-level flat top on it that you can adjust your heat, you know, um, and cook with. And geez, for years I've cooked on that thing. I've done a few videos out there cooking on it. And I do have to get some more wood for the winter because using this old scrap pine, it's hard to get the heat right in the stove for cooking and and keep it going. I mean that you know, it's, old 2x4s and old pine like that burns hot and it burns quick. So I'm constantly feeding it, and the problem is I don't really get a good bed of coals to uh to keep the stove at a constant temperature and cook over. It's either real hot or it cools down too quick. So I gotta get some more hardwood. Um, I should have already done that, but I wasn't thinking because we don't go out in the shed all that off. I got plenty of pine for the times that we go out in the shed and need to do a little project and keep warm. I got plenty of pine for that. And I can still cook out there using the pine. It's just I got to worry over it a little bit more. But uh, but yeah, it's something else, you know. Get some recipes out there. Oh my God, recipes! Oh Jesus, Damien, first responder garage. Good Lord. Not only was I supposed to send him a lot of my old clutches and clutch packs because they were still good, and I promised him that, but he understands why I'm waiting on that just in case I screw up again and I need to put them back in because they're all good. But I also promised him I would send him my recipe with good directions on how to make hot wings. My hot wings are very popular, and they're the Hooter style, you know, breaded hot wings, but we call them afterburners because usually you can have about 4 of them, and everyone's like, these aren't hot, but they taste good. Well, the flavoring is not only in the breading, but in the chicken itself, in the meat itself. Um, and then after the 4th one, then you start to see the beads of sweat, the nose running and everything, and they start looking at me going, yeah, that little bite, it's more of yeah, it's burning now. It's burning. They picked up the name afterburners because once the heat starts for the next 30 minutes, it's not going to stop. It just keeps building and building and building. And so I don't make them as hot as I used to anymore, but they still you know, they got that heat. If you've ever had anything real hot, you bite into it and you're like, oh, that's hot, it's burning, and there's nothing you can do to get rid of it. These kind of get that way, but it takes them about 5 to 10 minutes, and you feel the heat growing and growing and growing, and it just don't stop. And but the flavor is so good too on them that it's one of the reasons why I toned down the heat, because I've had people, they've been suffering, and they still were eating them because the flavor was so damn good. That's what I was told. I mean, I made them because I like them, so I made them the way I like them. But anyway, Damien, yes, I will write down the recipe, and I will get it to you, buddy, with directions, and I probably after Thanksgiving. I will probably take the time to actually make a full length video, step by step, how I make the afterburner hot wings. See, smoking it, it went out. But yeah. Anyway, and again, if I forgot to say this, but yeah, the invitation to hop on for anybody that wants to is always here. The link is at the top of the comments. Just click on that. A lot of times I try to add it again, but again, I'm working on a 10-year-old laptop, and sometimes it argues with me on certain things, and it seems this the invite is one of the things that argues with me all the time. All the time. It just doesn't like to come up. I have to fight with it quite a bit, which is what I'm doing right now, is trying to post it again. But no biggie. I got it up there. It's at the top. Just scroll up to the top if anybody wants to hop on. You're more than welcome. With picture or without. My sister gets on all the time, and it's just voice. And I have a couple of other friends that do that on occasion. And depending on your age, you'll get the reference. It was like when you used to call into a talk radio, or even a lot of times you could call into a television program back in the day and just be on the voice and just yak. Nobody had to see you. Unfortunately, I have the perfect face for radio and the perfect voice for silent movies. So, in other words, I am. I don't even know how people can stand watching me. But there are a few of you out there, and I do appreciate it. Um, but anyway, I know there's two of you out there watching me. That's good. That's about average for this channel, and I do appreciate it. Anybody got any questions? I'm running out of things to say here, and I'm trying to let the wife take a nap, so I don't want to go in and bother her. And I sure as hell don't want to go out in the shed and work on that transmission. So, and I think oh, yeah, I think I'm pretty much browsed the entire internet at work between loads today. So yeah, I really don't want to do anything on YouTube or the internet or anything. And of course, there ain't no movies on TV that I'm interested in right now either. So I figured I'd just kind of sit here and yak. And I don't know, the two of you that are watching me might be like a few other people. And it's a little too early to take a nap, but I've noticed that I've been told a lot of my subscribers just like me, just like to put me on in the background as background noise while they're doing something, and that's cool. That's cool. I like that too. Any way I can help, that is awesome. And oh my God, what time is it? 6:03. 6:03. Only been on for, well, in 5 seconds it'll be an hour. That actually would be a short live for me. Yep, just hit the 1 hour mark. That's cool. And anyway, oh, there we go. There we go. Now I can't see, so I look much better. That's awesome. I like that. But anyway, I think I've covered just about everything. God, that was terrible keeping all that yakking bottled up inside of me, and I got most of it out. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I do feel a whole lot better. So I don't know. I guess since I'm running out of things, and I do want to do another live stream this weekend, and so between this is Wednesday, that gives me a few days to let everything build back up. Oh, how many subs do you need before you can do? I don't remember. I do not remember. Because I'll put it to you this way. I know they changed it since I started doing the live stream, and I don't know how many you need now. Um, and God, I can't think because I never, excuse me, I never intended to do a live stream. So I'm thinking at the time I did my first live stream, I think I already had 200 subscribers anyway. Um, and one of the reasons why I didn't do a live stream is because all I had was my phone, and that was a pain in the butt to try and do the live stream on. I did a couple, but then I got this old laptop, and it makes it a whole lot better. I don't think you need a whole lot. I think I don't remember now if it's 50 or 100 or something like that. It might even be 25. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, see, I didn't even have a laptop at all. You can do a live stream off of your phone. It's just so hard to read any of the comments. For me, anyway, it's very difficult. It's hard for me to read the comments without putting. That's why glasses went back on so I could read your comments. Um, but yeah, it's you can do it. I think the first two live streams I did was on my phone, and I think I did another one on my phone for a simple fact that the damn computer, or I was out in the shed. There was something going on. There's a reason why I didn't use the computer. But well, I mean, you can get a fairly inexpensive laptop as well. I mean, that's the only thing I use this laptop for. Believe it or not, I just started this week um, using the laptop to edit some of the videos. I'm still figuring out because I just use my phone for all the videos. I have a nice camera and everything. I just haven't figured out how to connect the camera to the laptop so that I can download and edit the videos and then upload the videos. The phone, I can do everything. Not as in detail or as in depth as you can on the computer. But you can do everything. Like I said, 95% of everything I do is with my phone. And the wife got me this. It's an Android S23. She got me this last year. Before that, I was using the S10, and that's what 90% of the 300 over. I have over 300 videos up, but about 295 of them I did on the old S10, and it worked fine. I mean, unless of course you actually want to get a big channel and make a living off of it, then you might need a little bit better equipment. But again, I do this as a hobby. I do this as fun. But yeah, if how many, if you don't mind me asking, how many subscribers do you have, sir, so far? I think I did subscribe to you. If not, I'll fix that when I get off here. As a matter of fact, do 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 do. Let me see. Oh, 300. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, you got plenty to do a live stream, and you only need another 700 for to get monetized. And believe me, um, it was amazing. Once I hit 300, I just started the next 250 or so. Um, came real quick. Yeah, I have 567. Like I said, over the weekend, I picked up another 18, and yes, I have 333 videos. Whew, out. And oh my God. Yeah, I'm sorry. Average camper. I'm actually trying to see. I think I subscribed to you. And if not, I'm going to fix that right now. Let's see. I hope I'm hitting the right one. Because I can't. Yeah, let me check something here. Because I'm being an idiot. So let me just see something. And yep. And of course, you know, I used to I used to build computers. And nowadays I can't even I can't even operate the phone. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm checking this out. Yeah, I subscribed to you. I'm already subscribed. Yeah. Let's see. That only took me 5 minutes to do 15 minutes worth or 15 seconds. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was yeah, it was probably doing that because of had the phone up and running, and you're probably picking up some of that sound and interference through the through my microphone here. And yeah, what's happening with the light here? Mm. Anyway, yeah. Well, does your desktop have a camera, microphone, and everything? Um, because you can always just sit there and have a live chat. I mean, this is one of the things I. It's called Sidewynders Shed, but very rarely do I ever do a live out in the shed, just because again, I've even got boosters I'm trying to get out in the shed, but unfortunately, when I built and finished off the shed, I unintentionally made somewhat of a Faraday cage. When you go in the man room, you get it's a total Faraday cage. You get no signal at all. It cuts the phone off. I can't even get a phone call when I'm in the man room part of the shed. It no signal whatsoever at all in there, and it's not because I'm too far away. from anything. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. Nobody gets a signal in there. So, yeah, that's why, you know, a lot of time, I mean, that's why you hardly ever, I think I have 2, maybe 3 videos uh, that I actually did out in the shed, and one live out in the shed, and that was just horrible. It was horrible. Um, and that's, I mean, on the laptop, even with the phone, most of the time I have to do it right from the door going into the shed. It's like I said, once I get into the shed, uh, trying to get a signal, and I got a booster right here out on the back porch, which ain't but 15 feet away from the shed. And the shed's, shed's pretty big. The shed is 32 feet long. So from where I'm sitting to the end of the shed inside the man room is about 40, 55 feet, somewhere around there. And like I said, once you get into the man room, because of the way I built it unintentionally, it is a total Faraday cage. You don't have to worry about, you're off grid when you're in there. Nothing can track you. You lose everything in there. But yeah, man, you should try it. I mean, just get on there one day and just yak. You know, just talk about whatever you want. Hell, I'd watch you. That way, there I could find out what interests you, and you know, maybe throw out a little bit more content that you'd like to see. Because you're not the only one that's interested in the camper and stuff that I do with the camper and camping and all that good stuff. And I really, like I said, I just didn't have time. Too many things got in the way this year because I did have a whole bunch of stuff planned. For one, finishing up the camper, 2, using it, showing all the little doodads and knickknacks, you know, and little camping equipment that I do bring with the camper, set up and use, and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. If you do, yeah. If you do a live stream, yeah, let me know, man. I'll hop on. I'll watch you. And the live stream I go through, you can see up here on the screen, is StreamYard. I use the free version, and it's easy. You do have to turn your YouTube off or click out of it if you're doing the StreamYard. But also, StreamYard will download any of your live streams right to your YouTube channel as well. I don't do anything. I just say, hey, yeah, this is the end of the live stream. I click off, and it automatically uploads to my YouTube channel, which there was a few times I didn't want it to. So the next morning at 3 o'clock in the morning when I got up, I had to delete the damn thing. But yeah, it automatically, it's a nice, simple, there's probably something better out there that a lot more experienced people would tell you about. But for me, this is very simple. It's a nice, easy app to use. Don't ask me where I got it from. It's been too long now and my brain is mush. I can't remember where I downloaded, but you can just go on Google. You can actually just go through YouTube and do a search on it. It'll send you to the site. You download it on your desktop. It runs you through the settings, and you can also do a live stream not only on YouTube, but you can do it on Facebook, TikTok, whatever, at the same time, as well as and this is all with the free version, as well as have up to 6 guests on at the same time, and that's all free. And then they have several different steps that you can pay for, you know, upgrades that allows you to do different things and gives you more options. Again, I'm not in this to make money. I'm not a videographer. I'm not a into the broadcasting deal myself. So that stuff to me would probably be useless. And I wouldn't understand half of it or know how to use half of it anyway. So I just stick with the free version, but I really like it. I really do like it. The other thing, if you haven't already done it, I did this. I did this on my phone. I don't know if it comes automatically with YouTube, but the YouTube Studio. I downloaded YouTube Studio on my phone. That's why I do what I use for a lot of my editing and stuff. I'm still learning the thumbs, how to put a good thumbnail up. I still have trouble with that. And even a few apps that I downloaded, I couldn't get them to work right with YouTube. So I just went with YouTube Studio. And there is a difference between the mobile app for YouTube Studio and what you can get for your desktop. The desktop gives you a whole lot more options, and it's all free too. But it's nice to have on your phone because you can sit there and, I mean, especially for the shorts, you can do a lot of editing on your shorts with just the mobile app. So if you want to do a quick, obviously a short, and then boom, send it. Yeah, it's nice to work with. So okay, Fillmore. Yep, I have I have no idea. I have no idea. But again, the StreamYard for your live streams, I really like it. It's simple to use. Um, it once you get it all set up too, it saves all your settings. So once you go through the setup, it'll give you a choice. Do you want to do just a live stream on this channel, on YouTube, or do you want to do it just on Facebook, or do you want to do it on, whatever social media you have, or do you want to do them all at the same time? I think you can do with the free version. I think you can only do a simulcast on two of them. With the paid version, of course, you can add 3 or 4 different social medias at the same time. Um, I tried it. I tried a simulcast on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. And for me, just trying to keep up with the comments and everything, that was too much for me, but it's there. It's an option if you want to use it. And like I said, I pretty much got it so I can have people jump on and talk with me at the same time. Not that I really obviously need help talking to somebody or just talking about nothing. I seem to have that gift, but I kind of like it when people jump on. And that's the other thing, I don't sit here with a script or anything. Obviously, I think sometimes that might help, but especially when somebody else jumps on, I talk to them like it's a private conversation, like it's just you know me and them sitting having a video call. You know, basically because I don't know any better and I don't have any real talent, so I just wing it. But again, if you watching my channel and everything and some of the videos, something else I always say is try it. Get out there and try it. Whatever it is, try it. Step out of your comfort zone. Give it a shot because you never know what you can do if you don't try. And hey, you might like it, or hey, you might say, "Oh my God, never again." Which is what I'm saying with that damn transmission. But anyway, you never know unless you try. And again, I've said it before. My bucket list is not very big. It's not very long. because for better or worse, I've if I saw something I wanted to try, I tried it. If I saw something that I even knew I shouldn't try, I tried it. And so that's one thing I will never have regrets about, or very few anyway, is I'm already an old man, but when it comes time for me to be sitting in the nursing home in the rocking chair, I won't be sitting there with too many things going, damn, I wish I had tried that. I wish I'd done this. I will have a lot. I'll be sitting there at the time going, God, I wish I didn't do that. But I won't have any regrets for not trying something. Not very many of them. So again, try the live stream, man. Go for it. Give it a shot. See what happens. You never know. You never know. You know, you might be the next Jay Leno, Johnny Carson, insert talk show host here. Might be the next Dr. Phil. Who knows? Or Oprah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, especially right now. It does seem that the shorts are being pushed a little bit more than what they used to. So give that a shot. Yeah, and get a camera for your computer. I mean, I know, God, I know cameras are fairly inexpensive depending on what you want. And another thing, and I mean this here is cheap. This here was a Amazon for $15. But definitely, especially if you're going on a laptop or desktop, get yourself a little microphone. Um, Again, I know they sell other ones that you can mount up on your screen and they pick your voice up very well. The boom mics, and they also make these things here in Bluetooth. It's just this computer is too old to have a reliable Bluetooth connection on it. It has a tendency to freeze the damn thing up. So that's why you see the wire. But for $15, this was not a bad mic. And I only got the one earpiece one. They have them, double. I got the one earpiece one because I'm deaf in this ear, or 80% deaf in this ear, and it just bothered me to have it on there. Unfortunately, the wife forgets and she still thinks I can hear her because I don't have anything stuck in this ear. Yeah. Then she gets mad at me for ignoring her, and I'll be like, well, shit, hon. It's just like when we're driving. That's why I like to drive everywhere. Because when you're sitting in the passenger side, I can't hear a friggin' word you're saying. Therefore, I'm not distracted. It's a whole lot safer. Except when she's trying to give me directions. Then that causes a problem. But then again, if you're married, as far as wives go, they always love to tell us where we can go. Oh. But yeah, set yourself up. Give it a shot sometime, man. You never know. Don't be afraid to try anything. Uh, that's like I said, that's has gotten me in a lot of trouble, but it's also given me a lot of great experiences, a lot of good experiences too, and I've made a lot of friends that way. But yeah, and as far as your shorts go, videos. See, not talking about what you're wearing or not wearing, But as long as YouTube Shorts go, yeah, give them a try. Give it another try, man. See what happens. It's like I said with mine; they're kind of hit or miss. Recently, like I said, anywhere from 500 to, well, that 1.2 was kind of a fluke, and then yeah, it dropped down to the last two was 4 and 5 in 2 days. But you never know, and it's not going to stop me. I'll still throw them out there. Um, and the other little tip I can give you: do not delete a short or a video unless you absolutely have to. Um, that actually hurts. You getting back out there on the well, what do they call it? The algorithm for some reason. Good Lord. So in other words, don't make a video that you know you're going to have to delete, and don't delete a video unless you absolutely have to. God, that messes up everything on your channel for a while. And it takes you a little bit to get back to it. But yeah, live streaming kit on Amazon, 84. There you go, buddy. There you go, $84 investment. That's not bad at all. Because I'm sure you could probably still sell it on eBay for about $50 if you don't want it. But yeah, it's again, following my channel and everything. Biggest thing, try it. Just get out there and try it. See what happens. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt anyone else if you can help it. But get out there and try it. Live life. Give it a shot. That's what life is all about. Trying things, doing things. Experiencing it. And like like all the older guys that are all gone now, influencers in my life, a lot of times they'd look at me and they go, "Damn. Well, two things they'd say: didn't kill you, it'd make you stronger. Thank God, I should be able to give Arnold a run for his money by now." And the other thing I was told quite a bit was, "Well, it'll build character." And I have been told from people that actually know me personally, you are quite a character. And I don't think they actually mean that in a good way, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, you know. But yeah, don't mean to harp on the same thing. Like I said, I'm just end of the work day. Been on here yakking for a little bit over an hour, and I'm kind of running out of things to yak about. I think I will finish this second beer and see what happens. And again, anyone wants to hop in, right at the top, there is the link. You can hop on. Everyone's welcome. And yes, sir. No problem for the pep talk. And yeah, I got you. Yeah, go get yourself some dinner. I appreciate you stopping by, hanging on, and listening to me yak and everything, man. I enjoyed talking at you. You know, that's not a problem, man. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. It's one of the things I do like about the live stream too. For subscribers that show on and those that aren't even subscribed, I've looking at the analytics. I again over the weekend, out of those 18, six of them previous to that were from a live stream, because it tells you where you get what they were watching when they decided to subscribe, I guess. But that was cool too. And I do like talking. I like talking to anyone. but I really like touching base with my subscribers and everything, and seeing what's going on in their lives, and especially if like you, if they're another YouTuber, that is awesome. Especially small channels, we got to support each other. You know, as best we can, anyway. I'm sure you got 300 subscribers so far, and if 200 of them have their YouTube channel, you can't watch 200 YouTube channels and support them all the time. Every now and then is fine. And I understand that, and I don't expect everyone to be watching my videos and everything, but they're out there. And if you find something interesting, um, it's one of the things live streams about. Again, I talk about some of the projects I'm working on, and if you check out the live stream, you say, "Oh shit." Well, Sidewinder is going to go back to working on the camper. Maybe I'll catch his next couple videos, or if I mention a video that you haven't seen that piques your interest, a lot of times I'll do that on the live stream too. It's a way to keep in contact and keep in touch with everyone. Keeps you grounded. Let you know what's going on. And and it's nice. One of the nice things, honestly, still about being a small channel is that there's always that personal touch as well. Um, I can't imagine or fathom some of these channels that have 60,000, 100,000, a million subscribers. I mean, how do you keep up with all of them? And the content that would put too much pressure on me. I'm not that type of person. Again, I like doing this for fun. Hey, this looks like an interesting project. I bet you people would like to watch it, and I'll record it, video it. And 90% of the time, I'm wrong. Nobody gives a shit, but I do it anyway. Every now and then, I get lucky. And yeah, like I said, right now, get back into the shorts. They're blowing up big time. They're pumping them out. Um, and I'm waiting. I'm still waiting on the. I was hoping to have the 3 minutes, that they'd have the 3 minute short. They'd have them have that all set up instead of the 1 minute. Again, I'm not interested in doing a full 3 minutes, but believe it or not, I do have. And I know I said I didn't do this a whole lot, but I do have several scripts, more or less, quote unquote, written out for about three, uh, roughly minute and a half shorts that I would like to do and put out. Um, Matter of fact, I do have one that's I already recorded, and it's on my phone. I just can't upload it yet because it's 93 seconds long, and I don't want to trim it down to 60 second. But I've already got one knocked out, and I'm kind of pleased with it. And I don't want to put it up long form either, because I filmed it, with the phone straight up and down. So it's made for a short format. But anyway, good Lord, it's starting to get dark. Uh, and I put the windows in the back porch. The back porch is pretty much screened in. I closed it in last year before, It was nothing but a screen porch on the back, which started out as a deck. Then we put a roof on it and screened it in. And but especially during the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and everything, the overflow used to come out to the back porch, and I used to just wrap it in 6 mil plastic and leave it up over the winter, and that worked good. But then I'd have to take it down and get the plastic again the next year. So I just closed it in. I left a lot of big windows because the wife, pardon me, she likes sitting out here and she likes looking outside and she likes it when the weather is nice. But now closed in and with the windows, she still gets her views, and it's easier to heat. Um, and it's nice too, especially in the rainy season, which happened to be all year long this year. It was nice that everything that's out here was not getting soaking wet. Not that 90% of the stuff out here, I could leave it outside. It's not going to bother it, but it was still nice being able to come out to the porch, especially during a storm, slide the window in and just watch the storm, listen to the rain, not get wet, not have to bring my laptop inside every time. I usually leave it right out here. Um, simple little things, not have to worry about leaving. Um, the notebook with the grocery list on it out here, you know, uh, and then forgetting where you put it when you brought it in the house. Now we're thinking, stay right here, and it's protected from the weather, pretty much. You get a hurricane out here, and it don't matter. But but it's nice, and especially now because it's getting down. Not that it's real cold, but it's getting down to the 40s at night, and this is in Virginia, and so it's it is getting a bit chilly. But yeah, excuse me for a second. I want to do two things. I want to turn the light on, and I have to go inside because the big switch is off. And I'm going to turn the heat on, and I'm going to try and show you what I use for a heater uh, for the mild weather like this, and it works pretty good. Okay. Don't know why that mixer is out. You'll you'll see here in a second what I'm talking about. There's a mixer that was put out here, but oh, let me see. I don't have anything really that's cordless except for my phone. Uh, right, yeah, if you can see it, right there's my heater. Simply the vent for the dryer. Does a wonderful job though. It will heat this place up. When it's just a little chilly. And actually, when I have this whole back porch all set up for wintertime, I get all the windows in. I still got two big windows that I haven't put in yet because we still get some nice warm weather. Um, but yeah, when I have it winterized, believe it or not, that dryer vent will keep this place right around the 50-degree mark when it's in the 30s outside. Um, and I have a couple other heaters too, between electric and the little buddy heaters, whatever. I even have some propane heaters. Uh, and a lot of times I'll use those just to get the place heated up quick. And then I got a couple little uh, electric heaters with thermostats on them, so I can set the temperature and they kick on and kick off. But once this place, just like anything else, once this place out here gets heat soaked, um, it's fine. Yeah, a lot of times I will. Yeah, we'll leave the back door open, and enough heat comes out here. Once this place is heat soaked, it keeps it comfortable. And we're not young. We're not young people anymore, so we're not out here 2, 3 o'clock in the morning for the most part. Sometimes it happens. Um, usually I'm in bed early because I have to get up at 3 in the morning. Even on the weekends, my body has just gotten used to it from decades of getting up that early. But usually I'm in bed even on the weekends by 9 o'clock, unless Bear Rose Garage is on. Then I've kept him up till almost midnight a few times. Sorry, Kim, but uh, but that's on a rare occasion. So even in the wintertime, usually by 8 to 10 o'clock, yeah, we don't use a whole lot of heat out here. Once it gets warmed up, the initial warm up, can just keep that door open and the heat keeps everything nice in here. It's a whole lot better than it was when I was just wrapping it with that 6 mil plastic. Um, and again, if you check out some of my videos and some of the things I built with wood, I even have some videos of this porch being closed in. The framing structure on this thing now is probably sturdier than the framing I did in the house, or when the house was built. I mean, given the comparison, the house would probably fall down in a hurricane before the porch would. The porch would still be standing. Uh, Even though it's more exposed, it's very solid. It's very solid. I have a tendency to do that with a lot of wood projects that I do. I will definitely overbuild it. Um, just because I'm the youngest out of 16 and I saw what we all did to uh, buildings, houses, furniture, and everything that was around us when we were growing up. I mean, there was 8 boys, 8 girls. 8 boys, yeah. We tore some shit up. So, um, yeah, a lot of stuff I make out of wood is over over engineered, overbuilt. If a 2x4 is twice as twice twice what you need, well, then a 4x4 would be perfect. You know, my first wife, she had 3 kids when we hooked up. The youngest one, her name was Sarah, and she was a hellion, and she'd get into anything. And my God, a lot of the stuff, because when I first got married, I didn't have any money. Couldn't go out and buy furniture. Couldn't go out and do anything. Matter of fact, couldn't even go out and buy wood. Uh, I did buy a house, and that left me pretty much broke, and pretty much broke every week and every month. I went from being single to having a house with an old lady and 3 kids over the course of like 6 months. And that was a shock, but we managed. And one of the things I had to do, pretty much any bit of furniture I wanted, I couldn't afford to buy it, to include beds for the kids. And I couldn't even afford to buy the wood, but I did have a lot of tools. A lot of them back then were hand tools, but I had them. And I would go out and I would go to, I was a truck driver, and I'd go to a lot of these job sites I was delivering to, and I'd saw all this wood that they were throwing away, pallets, crates, um, scrap wood. You know, when I say scrap wood, some of it was 4 to 8 feet long. I asked them what they're doing with it, and they said, "Well, we're throwing it away." And they had a big dumpster, and it's like, "Yeah, it costs us $150 every time we have to have the thing emptied, and we empty it almost every day." I was like, "Well, would you mind if I was to take some of the stuff?" And they had no problem with it. So I'd grab a lot of that wood, and that's what I made a lot of furniture with. And I especially loved a lot of these old crates or brand new crates. And well, we called them pallet tops, because they were easier to take apart than your regular pallets that you think of. And a lot of the stuff was one use only. And so I didn't have to worry about, getting those old gray, nasty pallets and everything. A lot of this wood was brand new. And I like the looks of it too, because you don't use grade A straight grained wood, but they were using a lot of hardwood. They were using a lot of fruit wood, and they were using a lot of just wood that had such beautiful grain in it. And I just loved it. And so I learned how to make a lot of nice furniture, a lot of beds. Um, made a day bed, sat right in our living room. That was a beautiful piece of furniture. Made a huge computer desk with drawers and everything. Oh man, that thing was absolutely beautiful. Of course, it weighed 200 pounds. Um, but anyway, back to what got me started. I used to have to make a lot of stuff, bureaus, chest of drawers, and especially for the kids. And little Miss Sarah, she could tear anything up. And so I learned when I was making something, like I said, if a 2x4 was twice what you needed for Sarah, anything for Sarah, I'd make with a 4x4. And we used to call it, I made it Sarah proof. She couldn't tear it apart. She would try, but she wasn't able to. And that's just something I've kept doing for a long time now. That was back in the 90s. So yeah, we're looking close to 30 years. But yeah, a lot of the stuff I make out of wood is extremely overbuilt, very solid. Matter of fact, the kitchen table that I made for the wife, if I could, I would have no problem if it was a little bit bigger. I would have no problem parking my truck on top of it. It would hold it. I am sure of that. I'm sure it would hold 7,000 pounds without a problem. It's definitely solid. The coffee tables, on the other hand, that I made, I could have done a little bit better job than that. My brother-in-law, he's a little bit over 200 pounds, and uh, the tops of them are fine, the sides are fine. It was the damn legs, because I was trying not to have, 8x8 legs on it, and that's the problem I ran into. It was solid until you put a little bit too much sideways lateral force on them, and they break off and fold up. That's where the damage comes in. But other than that, they're still solid. If I was just to take the top and run it over with the big truck, it wouldn't cause any damage to it. The legs would be gone, but the top of it would be fine. But anyway, all right, guys. Yeah, this has been almost 2 hours now, and I tried to sign off about an hour ago. But this time, yeah, I'm going to call it quits. I thank you all for sticking with me and watching and hanging in there. And I appreciate all, my God, I appreciate all the subscribers and especially the new ones, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. And for the older subscribers that have stuck with me, thank you so much. I mean, it makes my day. In real life, I don't even know 500 people personally. So this is just awesome, and I appreciate it. And I will try to do better to make some more interesting videos, something different than the transmission. But I do have to get that done. But anyway, thank you all for sticking with me. Thank you all for listening to me babble. And hopefully I'll keep the internet up and we can have a live stream on sometime this weekend. I don't know if it'll be Saturday or Sunday. It all depends on weather, wife, and what's going on. So y'all take care. Have a good week. Be safe. And we'll try and catch you this weekend. See ya. Okay. Have to hit the end stream twice. Y'all take care.